Greetings, Chris Zirkle, Digital Learning Coordinator for the Southern and Southeastern area schools in the Wake County Public School System. And I want to share with you how to use, let's say, a laptop like this and OBS, which is a free software, and either the USB ports already on your device, or maybe you have to buy a little hub. Maybe you have microphones that are Type C or USB, and you don't have enough room to plug in. You may have to get that little hub. But just using your computer in a hub, I'm going to show you how to use that setup with OBS, which is free, to avoid having to go into something like getting a soundboard like this, where we have really expensive podcast microphones, where we have these on stands, and we would have these around, of course, a table or something like that to record with. Now, if you're recording with just one microphone, everything I'm showing you is not necessary. You just plug your microphone into your device and record. What I'm going to show you is if you need more than one microphone and you don't want to go into a soundboard and purchase XLR microphones. See, these aren't the same as USB microphones. And maybe you already have USB microphones. So for example, I'm working with a school that has microphones. Some are USB, some are USB-C. So we're going to get a docking station that's USB and USB-C that plugs into the laptop. And then instead of getting XLR cables and microphones and soundboards, we're going to mimic that same thing by using just our laptop with the USB and USB-C docking stations, and we'll plug in as many microphones as we need for that. I'd say 4 would probably be a good number. That's what I'm seeing in OBS as far as the intake. Maybe as we add more, it'll populate more. For example, our soundboard here handles 6 microphones, so we have 6 Rode microphones, and we haven't used all 6 yet, but we could have up to 6 face-to-face guests, and with our port here virtual. Well, the same thing with this, we can incorporate multiple audio sources by using OBS as though it was a physical soundboard. Digitally, we'll do the same thing, and that's what I'm going to show you here. Now, before we get started with the screencast portion of this video, I just want to let you know that I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible, and I'm not going to explain to you about OBS, what it is, and how to use OBS extensively. OBS is actually, it stands for Open Broadcaster Software. It's really meant for you to bring in multiple video cameras or broadcast cameras, and you do like a news program with it. You can live stream with it, and it really records video. We are going to actually be recording video. The video will be black, and we're just using the audio we get from the video, and then we'll actually edit the video, and once we edit that, we'll export it either as an audio file, or we can export it as a video file using Anchor FM, which is what we use in our district. When you bring that video file into Anchor FM, it converts it into an audio file for you, so you can record in video format. And that's how we're kind of using OBS differently than it's really intended to be used. It's not like designed to be used that way, but I've just figured a way where we could use it that way to get around having to get into a soundboard, to save a little bit of money, right? To make it easy. So before you start seeing the screencast video, I just want to tell you 2 things. You need to install OBS onto your computer. Just simply Google OBS. OBS project will come up, and you'll install Windows or Apple from there. You'll follow directions. I'm sure you can install that. If you do need help with that, there are videos available that can walk you through the installation, but I'm sure you'll be able to get through that. And then the next thing you want to do is literally plug in your microphones. This is a Elgato Wave 3, and this is the Yeti Blue. These are very nice microphones that I use. Right now I'm recording off of a wireless microphone. That's why I'm so far away from my microphone. If I was actually using this at the moment, I would be really directly close to my microphone in proximity. But I'm not really recording with these, that's why they're over there. But you plug in your microphones, and the reason why I talk about proximity to your microphones, these microphones aren't designed to be used at a distance. They're designed to be used at a very close proximity. And there's actually even dials on here that you can adjust the way you align yourself to your microphone and then the direction that you're going to be speaking from. They get that technical. And whereas these podcast microphones, these are designed to be where you're speaking into them like this. And you can't go like this or this because your voice will not be going into the microphone. So you have to talk like this and hold your head there at all times. And these are a little bit freer, but almost the same thing. You don't have to be as close, but you will see a difference if you are like this. So that's why we want to have one microphone per person. We don't necessarily want to share a microphone. You could, but you don't want to have this back and forth of people, especially if you're filming as you do audio, because that's what I do. I film the presentation, so to say, and use it as a video and then export the audio as a podcast. You don't have to do it that way, but just think of the video being awkward with two people sharing a microphone. So if you have it set up and the microphones are in close proximity, we're going to talk about leveling the audio later, but you get all that set up and then you're ready to watch the rest of this video, which is going to show you how to actually use the software. So go ahead and get that installed and then continue with the video. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is learning how to use OBS to record with multiple microphones. We're going to learn how to level the audio and add filters in order to help us level it. You're looking at the interface and it may be overwhelming at first. Just realize this, what's in the middle is what is being recorded. You're using OBS to record what is in the middle of your screen. It's meant to be something that is used for broadcasting and for someone maybe streaming content, but we're using it differently because of its capabilities. We're going to use it as a soundboard for podcasting. So let's go ahead and take a look at the steps involved. The first thing we need to do is adjust the settings. So I'm not going to teach you all about OBS in this video. I'm going to show you just what you need to know in order to be able to podcast with it. We want you to learn more about OBS. We'll just have to do it at a different time in a different video. So over here, what you need to do is go over to settings. Click on settings. You can also get to it from the top. It takes a second to populate. And we need to first go to output, come down to output. And the first thing you want to do is select where you want your videos to go. And when I say videos, we're going to edit the audio that's in a video format, and then we're going to export it as an audio file, or we're going to bring it into something like Anchor FM as a video, and it's going to convert it to audio for us. It'll eventually get converted to an audio file, right? There is no video per se. But we want save our videos to a folder, so select where you want to save them. Come down to recording format. Now here, if there was an MP3 file as an option, we would do that. There isn't. That's why we have to choose MP4, which is a video format. Then come down to audio and add your microphones. So coming to desktop audio, just below it, it says mic auxiliary audio. That's your first one. Go ahead and select your microphone. That's my first one. Now, if I had more than one, I would go ahead and add each one. After you add each of your microphones, then what you need to do is come down here and hit where it says video. And make sure that if you can, the base resolution and the output resolution are 1920 by 1080. If you can select that, make sure it's that. Nothing less than that. Nothing that says 720. Unless you have no option to record at a higher resolution. But don't record at a lower resolution. Once you've checked that, that's it for settings. Hit apply and OK. Now you can see my audio is there. Let's look at our next step. We're going to level the audio. So the way we level audio is we want to hit industry standard is -6. So if you look at my voice right now, it's stopping right around -10. I want it to be around -6. I'm not going to talk any louder than what I'm naturally doing. So I'm going to add something to it. So I come to the gear and I go to filters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the plus button and add gain. And hit OK. I'm going to add 10 decibels. Right there. There's 10 right there. And hit close. And now when I talk, it's going way above red sometimes if I'm too loud. But it is getting closer to -6, which is what I want, which is just to the left of -5, right where my mouse is. So I'm going to add one more filter. I'm going to click on the gear and add filters. And this one is the limiter, and I'm going to limit it to -6, which is industry standard. Hit limiter. It automatically knows industry standard, so it does -6 for you. So you hit close. And now when I'm speaking, my voice is going to -6, but it's not going above -6. But it's not below -6. That's how you level your audio, and you do that for each microphone. Going to our next activity or thing to do, our step is to record. So we come over here to the right and we hit record. So I click on start recording. When I'm done, I hit stop. Up at the left, it says file. I go to show recordings, or navigate to where you told OBS to save your videos, and then edit your video and then get it into your platform and send out to your audience. That's how you can record with OBS as a digital soundboard, where you can level your audio for free using something like a hub that allows you to connect more than one USB-C or USB microphones into the hub that go into your computer, and then you just connect them all into OBS and level them out. Hit record, hit stop when you're done, and you're going to eventually convert that video into an audio file. Contact me if I can be of any help to you. You can reach me at czirkel@wcpss.net.